Well, good morning, you two-wheeled perverts. You joined me on a very exciting day because I'm getting a new bike. So it's new bike day. We're heading down to Carlisle and we're going to go and pick up a Honda Monkey. Honda Monkey, why, might you ask? Why not? Anyway, it's a very exciting day, so let's go and grab a monkey. Come on. We're on our way. We're in the car, heading to Englandshire. I've got my chauffeur. Are you excited?
Joyous.
Next stop, Carlisle.
Look at that.
She's a peach.
Yeah.
Well, one of these days I will work out how to get decent audio to come out of a helmet whilst I'm actually riding a motorcycle. But for now you're just going to have to put up with a voiceover. But what I was saying is I was very surprised at how quick the bike actually is. Although I'll caveat that by saying it is not quick. But cruising away here doing about 55 mile an hour. And I'd taken the decision not to go down the M6, which is the way back from Carlisle. Just a junction down the motorway, but I thought, well, I'll take it along the road that runs parallel to it. So coming up to a junction, blipping the throttle like some kind of MotoGP rider, not required at all, but makes for a smoother ride as far as I'm concerned. The one thing I notice is where the horn is on the handlebar, see the grey button on the left bar is the horn, and it's conveniently located where most indicator cancel buttons are. So every time I cancel the indicators at this point, I'm blipping the horn. So that, along with the fact that the handlebars are a little bit too close for me, which is easily solved, just going to roll them forward a bit and make it a bit more comfortable for myself. That's the only niggle I've got with it, really. It could do with being a bit quicker, of course it could, but that's not why you buy this kind of bike, is it? It's for just having a blip around and having a bit of fun. So conveniently at this point, there's a truck pulling alongside me down the M6, which just compounded the fact that I'd made the right decision not to go down the M6. So I'm doing 56 miles an hour, and the truck is steadily coming by me. Might be something slightly wrong with his tachograph there, but who knows. What I have noticed after having it for a few weeks now is that if you tuck in behind a truck, if you get a bit of a slipstream, it will happily sit along at 60 miles an hour, no problem at all. So long as you're not going uphill or you have a really heavy headwind in front of you. So we're just approaching the junction for Gretna now and the border for Scotland. No passport required. What I will say is pulling out of junctions, it's really nippy, and it's nippier than I thought it was. I've said before the bike's not quick, but it's nippy out of junctions, which gives you a bit more confidence on roundabouts and things like that. Just passing the border for Scotland now, which will take us into the town of Gretna. Now at this point I could join the A75, so this is where I would leave the M6 and join the A75 if I was in something faster. So I could join the A75 here and follow that to Dumfries. but I've decided to take the B721, which again runs parallel with the A75, and just because it's a fast moving road, it's a single track not single track, it's a single carriageway for most of the duration of the journey, and I've just decided to be a bit of a fanny and take the quieter road. So once we get out the other side of Gretna, we're back into open countryside. And I will say there's no other way of riding this really, other than to wring its neck everywhere you go. Although I was trying to take it a little bit easier because the thing's brand new and I'm trying to run it in gently. Bit of amber gambling. With the person on the other side on their mobile phone. Lovely. So I'll not bore you with the rest of the journey home, but you'll be pleased to know I made it through Annan without having the bike taken off me or being stabbed, which is always a bonus. So let's have a closer look at it. So here we are back at home. So full disclosure, it's been about a month and a half since I recorded that last video, and the bike's actually due its running in service now. But I'll give you a walk around it and talk you through a couple of things that I've done. So here she is in all her glory, just freshly washed down and appropriately named Bubbles. Bubbles the monkey, obviously in tribute to the other famous abused monkey that I could think of. Anyway, what have we done? First point of call was to add cheap Chinese stickers to the wheels. Looks great, doesn't it? I don't care for your opinion. The other thing I did was add a tail tidy, because the back end of it I thought looked dreadful. So I've added a J-Tech tail tidy to it. It's nice and neat, it's British made company, really simple to fit. Plug in and play, so there's no chopping of wires, messing about. I might even do a video on how to fit that. It's really, really easy. But it's cheaper than the J-Tech product, which is about double the price of that. I think this was about 30 quid, if that. And I just think it looks so much better. Olin's fork upgrade. Chinese sticker. And other than that, I've not done anything to it. Nor do I think I might want some luggage or something like that, a rack. I certainly want a tank bag, because I'm sick of carrying a backpack. I'm using it for commuting to work predominantly. But I would like to do a couple of adventures, maybe not now with the winter sort of coming in on us. But yeah, that's it. So what am I getting miles per gallon on this? Well, what did Honda say, about 180 odd miles per gallon? Not a chance. I've heard people getting 140, 150 miles per gallon on it. Again, for me, no. Probably realistically about 110, which is, listen, that's fantastic. That's one of the main reasons I bought this for. It's for commuting to work, saving me a bit of money, and having a bit of fun at the same time with something a little bit quirky than a Honda CG125 or something like that, or a scooter. I've got big bikes in the garage, but I just want something small and economical to get to work. And this fits all the bills. So about 110 miles to the gallon. It's about 6 quid to fill the tank. I run it on super unleaded. That's simply because I'm too embarrassed to spend less than a fiver at the petrol station when I'm filling it up. But it's great fuel economy. The biggest thing that surprised me with this is the road presence that it has, which I know you're sort of listening to that and going, well, it's a tiny bike, how does it have road presence? It doesn't look as small when it's on the road. You know, I initially thought as a big gorilla of a man on a monkey of a bike, I'd look completely ridiculous, and maybe I do. But I was following a guy home from work, and he saw me in the rear view mirror and was talking to me the following day and says he was surprised how much road presence it has. It looks like a big bike on first glance, because it's not. Yes, it's a small bike, but it doesn't look like that from a distance, and certainly from other road users' point of view. That's my opinion. And I don't get a lot of people pointing and glaring and gawping at me as I go down the road. Get a lot of conversation as you go up to bike cafes and stuff like that. But
in terms of, I don't think I stand out massively on the road in terms of it being a small bike. I think it just looks like a normal bike, which is a good point for me, especially given that my commute is down some really tight rural roads and then onto the A75, so the big sort of main single carriageway road, 60 mile an hour, with trucks bearing down on me. The long and short of it is I'm really happy with it. It does exactly what I wanted it to do and more. And the next thing to do is get it serviced, get its 600 mile running service done.
Like and subscribe, guys.
No,
like
you prick,
and
you don't
subscribe.
fucking say that, you knobhead.